So, the pretense to this campaign here is several weeks ago, an American Black Hawk was shot down by an air-to-ground missile, specifically an Igla, we found out later on, fired by Islamic State insurgents in this region. A detachment of Navy SEALs was tasked with hunting down the rockets and either destroying them or recapturing them. We found out later that they had come over the border from Iran. The SEALs were well on their way to tracking down these rockets and capturing the people affiliated with acquiring them and using them against American aircraft when they were ambushed in the town of Rashid, that's in the northern part of our map here. And in retaliation for the ambush where one of them was killed, wound up killing several Iraqi civilians and getting them pulled from this mission. As such, you guys have been tasked now with picking them up where they left off. They had actionable intel on the 10 of Diamonds, who more information on all this will come shortly. I'm sorry I didn't have time for it for today. Who is a big logistics official in the Islamic State in the east here. However, that intel was actionable at that time and is no longer, since they were not able to action it after getting ambushed. As such, you guys are starting kind of from square one. You have intel on two other players, slightly smaller, the 5 of Diamonds in the east, and a 3 in the northwest. The 5 may be connected to this 10 of Diamonds that I spoke of earlier, and the 3 is just a target of opportunity for you guys in your secondary mission of conducting foreign internal defense in Iraq here, or quelling the Islamic State insurgency. For those who are not familiar, the Islamic State controlled all of Diyala in early 2014 when they were at their strongest, until the Iraqi army, aided by the Americans, recaptured it in early 2015. Some notes about your AO here. Diyala lies right on the line of Sunni north and western Iraq and Shia southeastern Iraq. There are Kurds as well, but our specific AO has very few Kurds in it, so it's not that complicated. For you guys, it's pretty easy to divide right along the river here. For the most part, your Shia will be in the east, on the other side of the river, and Sunni in the west. Historically, the Shia did occupy some towns and fields west of the river, which Johnson could talk about if it's ever necessary. They also, the town of Zawiya to the west of the airfield is also predominantly Shia as well. But sectarian violence between these two sects still happens to this day, mainly in the area of Makarem where you guys are going, and in the fields east of Rashid. So the 2 points right there. So keep that in mind. If you have any questions during the mission, consult either your leadership or Johnson. They should all be pretty familiar with it. Some quick civilian considerations here are that Iraqis are allowed to have weapons. They will have AKs. Anything like RPGs or machine guns, make sure to go after them. They can't have that. If they are bad, then obviously you're going to want to figure that out and apprehend them. But if they just acquired these things, try and differentiate. Not everybody with a gun is going to be bad. I'm not going to touch on you guys' specific mission tonight, just the overall. The IED threat is very large in Iraq. It's an Islamic State evolved from AQI, Al-Qaeda in Iraq, which was formed in 2006. And IEDs, both roadside, suicide vest, and vehicle-borne, are their weapon of choice. It's how it's where they make their money. They get the most kills, do the most damage with these explosive devices, so be on the lookout for that. You guys have route clearance that I'm not going to go into the specifics of here because the people planning the operation should have taken that into account, but if they want to touch on that at all, they will. I think Howerson drew a little on the map here, so maybe he'll explain it. You have, for fire support, for 18 Echoes, I don't know if you guys read the op board, you should have, but you have, let me pull it up here, you have 81mm orders that you can call from Diyala Airfield, where we are at DAF, Fob Ishaki in the southeast, and also Fob Al-Jahra in the north. These have a range of 40 clicks. You have 155 howitzers located at DAF. Their minimum range is going to be about a click, so you can't come in within a click of the airfield, but you have mortars for that. Their call sign will be Hammer. The mortar call sign will be Haydar. It means power in Arabic. And lastly, at Fob Aqaba to our north, about 25 clicks to our northwest, we have two 30mm MLRS if you need it. All of these can be called on by you guys. In addition, you have SOAR, and I do not believe you have Geronimo.
So we got what millimeters? We got 100. We got 155, 81.
You got all of them. 81s, 155s, and the MLRS 230 millimeters. All of it is on station. You just need to get the correct call sign. If one of you wants to bring up the op board, if you got a second monitor or something like that, that might help. It's all there. It's going to be in the execution paragraph at the bottom, right above the statement.
Yeah, Whaler, I didn't read the op board.
You have supplies here at the airfield. I imagine since this is a smaller map, you guys will be conducting operations out of here a lot. It won't be as much like Lithium, for those who remember it, where you guys are going to be, it's a long drive to everywhere. In addition, we have SOAR, which is amazing. Halverson, Dylan, am I missing any big things I need to go over?
Not really. We'll touch on what's permanent when I brief the mission.
And I have one more thing at the end when you're done.
Alright, so as far as the op order for tonight, my game didn't just crash because I fucking... Yeah, god damn it. Not good. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fucking shit. Whenever my alt tab crashes, I don't know why it's doing that. But, we've got two targets we're going to be taking out. First one is going to be the 5 of diamonds. He has intel pertinent to the the Igloo launchers, the anti-aircrafts. So we really want to try and take him alive. If you guys check out the intel packet, I'm gonna link it in the description here. On the second page and the third page, it has a picture of the 3 of diamonds and the 5 of diamonds. Make sure you study that, because we're gonna be trying to take these guys alive at all costs, pretty much. If they shoot at you, there's no other choice. We'll have to kill them. But this 5 of diamonds guy, we especially want to try and take him alive for intel. We're gonna be inserting into the first objective using. Actually, how was you just go over? I'm trying to fucking watch my game right now.
All right.
Really distracted.
So we're going to be driving to the first one with the 2 MRAPs that are kind of behind us here. So if you open up your map, you can see we've got a route drawn, and it's got 3 different colors. These 3 different colors, they correlate to the route clearance. So that basically just means like how often they're cleared, and the likelihood of IEDs. So on the green, obviously that's going to be cleared pretty often by route clearance. We're not really expecting many IEDs on that part. Yellow, it's only cleared, so often. It's not nearly as often as the green route is. So make sure that once we make that turn, we're, at least relatively switched on. Everyone's still looking for IEDs and shit, because there very well may be IEDs over there, especially with all the sectarian violence that goes on over in that part. And then any red route that you see drawn, it's not cleared at all by route clearance. That doesn't mean that there's guaranteed IEDs there, it just means that route clearance doesn't go through there. So there could be IEDs, but there might not be. But if we go through there, through a non-cleared route, and any enemies see us, it can pretty easily be guessed that there will be an IED there next time we go through there. So yeah, we'll be driving on that march route with the 2 MRAPs. We'll hit the dismount point, Hyena 1. We'll probably have like a buddy team or something go clear that one building that is marked Hyena 1, and then we're going to get set up around this objective here where the 5 diamonds is. It's imperative that you guys have at least a good amount of flashbangs. We really need to capture this guy alive. If you guys do shoot him, we're going to be having some words. I'm going to be throwing hands with you after this. So we're not sure where the 5 of diamonds is in Makaram. He's known to hang out somewhere in this town. And he also hangs out with about a squad worth of guys as an entourage and bodyguard type system. So yeah, Hyena 1 will be taking the northern portion of the town there. As you can see, it's kind of divvied up by this road here. Hyena 2, you'll be taking the southern end. And then we're going to try and get in and get out as quickly as possible. As soon as first contact takes place, we're gonna try and be back at the VIX within 3 minutes of the raid happening. Because more than likely, as soon as first contact hits, we're gonna be getting QRFs of some sort from either Abu Dija or possibly any other villages. That could come in the form of VBIDs or suicide bombers, or could possibly be enemy QRF of ISIS fighters. We don't know. So we're gonna try and get in and out within 3 minutes of taking first contact. That's the goal. And then after 6 minutes, whether we have the guy or not, we're leaving. So in this objective, make sure you guys are PIDing for this guy. I'll link a picture of him in a second. And then make sure we're also doing good SSE and looking for any kind of clues to that Eagle launcher. If you guys find any like pertinent intel, like a laptop or a phone or some shit on like a table or something, just take a screenshot of it if you can't pick it up. And we'll go over that in the debrief. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the first objective. Let me link the picture of the guy that we're looking for.
A rough description of 5 diamonds. He's going to be wearing desert camo pants, tan shirt, tan vest, and looks like woodland colored beanie.
Yep, exactly.
And then rough description, 3 of diamonds, big bushy beard, and brown beanie. Possible like kind of Hugh Hefner coat going on too, with woodland colored thermal shirt.
Okay, so I just linked it in chat. There's the intel packet right there. So if everyone opens that up, you can scroll down. You can see 3 diamonds first there. You can see he's got a big beard. That's probably going to be the easiest way to identify him, is the beard and the beanie. And then the 5 diamonds, which will be our first objective here, he's got the DCU pants, some sort of load-bearing vest, and a woodland beanie. So make sure you don't shoot anyone with a woodland beanie. Try and take them alive. Yeah, we're going to be trying to avoid contact for as long as possible while we search for him. But yeah, once we successfully find him, we're going to travel back with the MRAPs on the same route back to DAF here. We're going to drop him off. We'll have S2 interrogate him. And then while that happens, we're going to board a SOAR helicopter, and then we will be flying to LZ, Texas. If you look on that. Also something that wasn't really touched on, the ISIS, or that large town, Khan Bani Sad, is the last ISIS kind of refuge and stronghold in our AO here.
Include Riyadh with it.
Yeah, okay, and Riyadh, yeah. Yeah, so make sure that when we get off the bird, we got our game faces on and shit, because, that's like 500 meters away from our objective is the ISIS stronghold. They probably don't have much night vision, but, it's best not to assume that. But yeah, so once we land at LZ, Texas, we're gonna move on that blue line to the 3 diamonds. Once we capture the 3 diamonds, that's his home, so he might have some bodyguards there, but it's unknown at this time, so just make sure you're PIDing still. Make sure we try to capture this guy. He is an up-and-coming ISIS commander, so he's probably got some good intel on this ISIS stronghold here off in the northwest, and he might have information on other ISIS commanders that we could possibly nab in the future. So it's going to be pretty beneficial to capture him alive. And then once we do capture him, we're just going to move on that blue line to LZ, Idaho. And again, we're going to try and get that done within, I would say, another 3 minutes. Because once we start, doing some fun shit and shooting people, that ISIS stronghold is going to be pretty fucking close, so. And we're going to be heavily outnumbered, so we want to get in and get out as fast as possible from there. Did I miss anything?
Yeah,
Do not talk to the prisoners.
The 3 of Diamonds guy is supposed to not have any bodyguards or anything.
Okay.
So ideally, we should be able to approach that objective, grab that guy, and get out of there without a gunfight. That's what we're trying to do. So
do not talk to the prisoners. The only people who need to talk to the prisoners are the intel sergeant and the leaders. Do not talk to the prisoners at all.
Yeah.
Also, just a note on resupply, we are going to put some gear in the helicopter, so everybody grab a little bit of extra shit that you think you might need, like flashbangs or magazines or whatever, and SOAR, if you want to show us which helicopter we're taking to the second objective, we're going to put some shit in there.
Just, I don't want to steal your brief, but every time that American forces have gotten even close to Khan Bani Sad or Riyadh, they take contact. Every time, without fail. So route clearance, you'll notice they kind of skirt around that area. Even then, they get shot at least once a week when they do that. So when they say stronghold, it doesn't mean fortress. It just means that's where they are. They value that area.
Cool.
So
Yeah, if you guys done, I want to notify two things for the ground team. Okay. If you guys, I'm not stepping up bounds, but I want to reiterate the reinserts for operation situations. I believe, for those who are unfamiliar, I believe you guys have a maximum of 2 respawns before you are asked to respect or quietly leave the server.
You get 2 lives, so 1 respawn.
1 respawn. Thanks.
Yeah.
In addition to that, I will have at least 1 person from SOAR to monitor 5-1, and that will be the net to request any reinserts. Since we have free pilots for tonight, I believe we'll have 1 on standby at base for any reinserts. So there's that. In addition to that, as far as the second objective, my plan is to have 2 little birds insert. I don't know if it's better for the ground team, since I'm assuming you guys, whether you guys captured the first HUT or whatnot, you guys will return to base. I don't know if you have time to resupply. If not, I can ask Washout to drop a supply crate, and we'll do our own to evenly divide the supplies onto both birds, and that should be enough time before you guys come back to the second objective.
Alright, sounds good. Yeah, just another thing about the operation death rules. If you die, you lose your spot in the chain of command for the rest of the mission. So just keep in mind, 2 ICs, everybody down the chain of command. If your leader is KIA, he's going to come back in as just a bottom of the totem pole, basically. So keep that in mind.
Co, did you say 55?
5-1 for reinsert.
Roger, 5-1.
Alright, where's which ammo crate you want us to use? Did you have one down there?
I think I'd ask for a supply box, but you might need a bigger one. I don't know.
there's a small one there, and I know you can carry that one. That's why I dropped it.
Hey, so we got one respawn and 2.
Or you can just drop a supply or cargo net right in the middle of us, and we can just divvy up that box into our birds.
You can only come back once, Willow. So if you die, you can come back. That's it. If you die your second time, you can't come back.
Just go. Where's this box at?
You want a cargo net? I can get that.
Yeah.
The other little box is over by the Humvees to the south or southeast.
Everybody grab a little bit of extra shit that you're gonna want in between missions. Probably magazines and flashbangs at least.
Co, where do you want that?
I think the job is here.
I'm gonna move it out of the way a little bit.
Alright. So also, 30. We're trying to go for 35 kilos or lower, guys. Try and keep a high speed for as far as loadouts go.
Just use the box for SOAR.
Can have.
Yeah.
Just use this cargo net box. Can have the SOAR guys head to the north. switch to whisper, so come closer if you can't hear me. What I'm gonna have is Mosaic. You're gonna be largely reinsert. And feel free to let me know if you object to this. But what you're probably gonna do is Mosaic. You're gonna be monitoring, well, 5.1, which you can set on your short range radio net, and 4.0. Harrison and myself will take the H6 mic for the first objective. Harrison will be piloting, I'll be co-piloting.
Yeah, 3.1.1.
Copy.
And then from there, Mosaic, I'm gonna. Do you know how to load cargo, or do you remember how to load cargo and stuff like that?
MLRS, yeah.
Mosaic?
Yeah.
Do you remember how to load a cargo?
Yes.
Okay. So once the ground team have put all their supplies into that cargo net down there, load it into one of the Humvees, and then drive it to the Little Birds. What you're gonna do is divvy them up as evenly as possible between two transport birds. These are the MH6. They're not armed.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then once you have that separately loaded, load the cargo box back into the vehicle and put the vehicle in a safe place. I'm hoping you know how to do that. If not, you can switch to 70 to contact us on short range or long range.
Team 2 is going to be in the first day.
But yeah, Mosaic, you're largely going to be on your own, so I do apologize for that.
Good, let's get loaded up into
but
the
you can communicate
here
with us on 70, and we'll try and help you out.
Johnson, have you drive?
Any questions?
Let's have Shaw drive.
Alright, so that's good.
Are we escorting the ODA into the AO or no? Are we keeping a high altitude and just staying out of the way?
Yeah. Once we're gonna move out because they're already mounted up. We're gonna move to IP Jester, and then once they hit the objective, we're gonna move to IP.
So you want me to resupply? You want to put all the resupplies in a Little Bird?
In two Little Birds.
Okay. Two Little Birds. Okay.
Divide them up evenly. Yeah, we're gonna move to IP Doofus here, so go ahead and we'll move out on that.
You're firm.
So yeah, but just go ahead and stick around. Monitor 5.1.
Okay.
Little Birds are to our right.
Do you know what kind of ordnance we have on board?
We should be fine with what we have. I think it's AGMs, Mike 29, 229s, and Gauss.
You're firm. Just want to prep my check-in brief.
I can do the check-in.
You're firm. Is the board here good, or do you want to get the gal one? Well, we don't have a gal actually.
That is good.
Let me do my pre-flights.
Roger. If you want, we can, I'll do the, takeoff.
Sure.
You can start lifting.
Alright, go for it.
DL traffic, this is Nemesis 22 1 times H6 Mike. We're currently doing a direct departure from parking off to the south. This is Nemesis 22.
Okay, taking off.
Yeah, tower, this is Nemesis 22, lifting and departing off to the south. IP Doofus, direct south.
Direct south, affirm, IP Doofus.
I can't load the big box into the truck.
Is there an MRAP round?
Yeah, there is.
Try and do that, but bring the MRAP closer. Yeah, tower, this is Nemesis 22 off from airfield, signing off 75, good day.
You want me to hold having a holding pattern, or do you want me to just hold, hover? Holding pattern safer, right?
Yeah, holding pattern.
What altitude do you want me to be at?
Let's try 500.
Copy. Pushing 500.
If we're getting locked, go ahead and descend.
Yep.
Hey, 1 Echo, this is Nemesis 22 on 40. I'm ready for your check-in, for my check-in.
Nemesis 1-2, this is Hyena 1 Echo, go for check-in.
Hyena 1 Echo, this is Nemesis 2-2, check-in as follows, break. We're currently 300 meters AGL around IP Doofus, 1 times H6 Mike. Weapons on board are full on MG break. I got 19 times Mike 229 Hydra rockets, as well as 2 times Hellfire rockets break. We are laser capable and flare capable at this time. Abort code will be abort, ready for testing. How copy over?
Nemesis 2-2, confirm MG loadout out.
Roger, 1 Echo, please notify when you have reached the objective so we can move in closer. How copy over?
Nemesis 2-2, this is Hyena 1 Echo, confirmed. I will alert you when you can move closer. Over.
Nemesis 2-2 out.
Okay, we're holding a 550 AGL.
Roger.
It's still not letting me load this big old box with a cargo net on it into an NRAP.
Roger. You might have to do it manually then. Yeah, go ahead and grab a large backpack and go through each pass, I guess.
So far clear, no pings on the radar, nothing, so looks good.
I don't want to go. This is the Discord. Hyena 2 Echo, this is Nemesis 2-2, how copy over?
They're just dismounting, so they might be a little preoccupied.
Yeah. Hyena 1 Echo, this is Nemesis 2-2, how copy over?
Nemesis 2-2, go for Hyena 1 Echo.
1 Echo, be advised, I marked on CTAB 0207. That appears to be 1 times technical on the road. Break. In addition to that, you have multiple infantry on rooftops east of that. How copy over?
Nemesis 2-2. 1 times technical on the road. CTAB mark 0207 and multiple infantry on the roof. Over.
Good to be back. Hino Echo, Nemesis 2-2 out.
Cool, you're not having issues ISRing while they spin, right?
Oh, you good.
Beauty. Too much.
Yeah, go ahead and move to IP Jester, if not already.
Copy. IP Jester.
And what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, keep in mind I am okay with switching over to being the reinsert bird. So if Mosaic gets a bit bored, you know, don't worry about it. Just, you know, task me with that, and I'll do it.
Roger, thanks.
Because I don't want him to get discouraged, you know, just right off the bat.
Yeah.
You want me to keep south of IP Jester so we're not tipping him off?
Affirm.
Copy. Gonna push to 500.
Actually go down to 300.
Copy, 300. Okay, beginning pattern.
Nemesis 2-2, this is Hyena 1 Echo. Be advised, friendlies are using rifle-mounted lasers for target acquisition.
Roger, 1 Echo, Italian laser.
Nemesis 2-2, correction. Using lasers for identifying friendly forces. Over.
1 Echo, understood.
Okay, holding at 300. ESL.
Roger. Mosaic, how things down there?
I got eyes on flare, direct front. 2 times. Lasers.
I don't want to go, just remember to be by, it looks like enemies have popped those flares on your position, over.
Nemesis 2-2, this is Hyena 1 Echo. Understood. I can see the flares in our position. Over.
Let's mark 3 minutes. That's gonna be 2:16. Do you see north past the AO?
I can see it, I just don't have it, I don't think there's anything coming in.
We'll be able to tell them as soon as we see it. If we see something coming.
Yeah.
What's the range of those Strellas that they have acquired? You know?
I have no idea. I'm assuming relatively short range, but enough to hit us at any distance. I'm guessing 46 kilometers.
From adjusting the range of our radar, because our radar's at 4 clicks.
Yeah.
Do you see our friendlies down there?
Yeah, I'm tracking them.
What are they doing?
They're clearing buildings. They already captured the HFT, I believe, but they're just clearing the building. Which I'm not even sure why they're doing that, because they already have the HVT.
Yeah, we got 2 minutes until, well, 1 minute now since the 3-minute mark after contact.
Hyena 1 Echo, Nemesis 2 priority.
Nemesis 2-2, send again.
Nemesis 2 be advised. I got a civilian vehicle from Abu Dija that's entered that city. They may be heading to your direction.
You also have, they're at the 3-minute mark.
Nemesis 2-2, understood. One-time civilian vehicle entering the area.
Could be a V-bid, eh?
Be advised they're entering your area in about 10 seconds from now. Hey, S.O.A.R. Yep, V-bit.
Any casualties?
Unknown. It's on the Hyena 2's location.
Hey, bud, you did your job. You let them know way ahead of time. So, if they didn't posture up, that's, you know.
Yeah.
Nemesis 2-2, this is Hyena 1, Echo. Be advised, Hyena 2 just suffered a mass casualty.
Fuck.
Over.
Understood. We're tracking that situation at this time.
Nemesis 2-2, keep an eye out for any possible IS reinforcements coming in.
Nemesis 2, Wilco.
Son of a bitch.
Was it going on 7-0? I guess not.
That sucks. I'm gonna push a bit east here.
Roger.
Okay, getting some pattern again.
Code, this is Mosaic. I'm still having a hard time.
Are you moving the supplies via backpack or somewhere else?
Trying to via backpack, but it's not working.
Roger, we'll sort that out once we're back on ground.
Copy that.
Be advised, Hyena 2 has got a mass cache, so there may be some reinsertion your way.
Copy that. You want me to stand by Little Bird?
Affirm. Also monitor 5-1 if not already.
Should be on 5-1 if he's not.
Yeah, let him know.
Got eyes on a laser, Nick?
I see a green one, that's our friendly bird. Or friendly vehicle on ground.
Oh, yeah, firm. I just saw a laser jumping around my screen, which is weird.
I don't want to go. This is number 2 to be advised. I am seeing a civilian vehicle exiting your AO at this time.
Nemesis 2-2, the same one Echo. Understood. That Land Rover went right through us. Is confirmed civilian. Didn't attack.
Alright.
Roger, confirm that you have the HUT on your aim.
Nemesis 2-2, stand by. I will find out for you.
You're tracking that shit, right?
Tracking.
Where is it relative to Jester? Or the AO at least?
It's moving to Abu Dija this time.
Nemesis 2-2, at this time it is believed the HVT has been captured.
Roger, when I go, take a mic. Out. If you see the smoke, that's where the civilian vehicle is. It's under the street lamp.
I'm not sure what that town is.
It's out to our north. Actually, go ahead and RTB.
RTB, firm.
And when I go, this is Nemesis 2, will be RTB at this time.
Nemesis 2-2, this is Hyena 1. Understood, you are RTB at this time. Over.
Studio out.
You can call in a runaway approach.
Yeah, this is Nemesis 2-2 with you on discard. DLR, this is Nemesis 2-2 with you on 7-5. Be advised, we are on runway landing at runway
33
left at this time. We'll be on long final, over.
And when I go, be advised, there is a civilian Vic activity on the main S.O.A.R highway, reference the smoke pillar. Over. Actually, go ahead and board and do an escort with the
Nemesis 2-2,
Yeah,
this is
we
Hyena 1
are
Echo.
boarding at this
Understood.
time, moving off.
Email laser on that Vic.
I lost it. Actually, laced.
Tally. Tally lays.
One Echo, be advised, it will be on your route into the LA airfield. Over.
I'm gonna prep guns 7.62.
That looks like it's waving off.
Nemesis 2-2, this is 91 Echo. Understood, we're keeping an eye out for it.
Hang on, when I go next to update, looks like it has waved off to the west. Go ahead and proceed to airfield. It seems like you're cleared over.
Reinsert net is 5-1, correct?
Affirm.
Nemesis 2-2, this is 91 Echo, confirmed. It's bugged out to the west, we're returning to the airfield.
Going to RTB.
Copy. Coming in direct.
DL airfield, this is Nemesis 2 going back. Direct for landing at helipad parking will be off to your southwest this time.
I don't want to go. Interrogative, will you have a chance to resupply, or are you directly heading onto the birds?
DL airfield, Nemesis 2-2 currently landing at helipad 1 this time.
Nemesis 2-2, this is Hyena 1. We're going to be boarding directly onto a SOAR helo. Over.
Spooling down.
On his way, standby.
DL airfield, Nemesis 2-2 signing off 7-5. We'll be switching out to transport birds.
Cool, which LZ are you going to?
We're both going to Texas.
Texas, affirm.
I don't want to go. We all have 2 times little birds, so it'll be 1 to your break. Northwest and southeast.
We don't, unfortunately, we don't have supplies ready for you guys.
Dale Airfield, this is Nemesis 2-3, 1 times MH6M. Will be departing direct northwest.
Everything on is that?
Be firm.
Alright, I'll be taking the lead. You'll be following us. I don't know which hyena they'll be taking your bird or not, but whichever is gonna. We're all going the same LZ anyways.
Copy that, LZ Texas. I will land to your rear. Over.
Roger, maybe taking fire as soon as we land, so we'll have to take precautions.
Copy that. I'll have my right side open to gunfire so they can engage.
Understood.
Why are we landing like 200 feet from them?
Hard and fast.
Yeah, we're gonna get hard and fast, or like hard and fast into the ground. They're gonna shoot us down.
I doubt it.
Cool, we're coming in very low, correct?
Very low.
Yeah, it's a nice flat area, so we can definitely come in like 5-10 meters above.
What do you reckon the time on target will be, man, until we land? Do I have enough time to run downstairs?
We'll probably take a mic to get there.
Okay, yeah,
Which
no
will
worries,
it
I'm sitting on this aircraft.
We're going direct, right, Cole?
Direct. Beeline it.
Yep.
Do we know that this guy is
Are we popping our countermeasures like a click away from the LZ or
If he's
something?
not there, we're already gonna do that. I'll let you know.
We're not
Are you
switching
guys-
any
are you
other
guys shooting
buildings. 'Cause
chariot?
that's supposed to be his house. So if he's not
No,
there, then
Nemesis.
we're getting out.
No, it's just Nemesis. Okay.
We're not about to get
Be
into
Nemesis
fucking
1 and Nemesis
massive
2.
prolonged
Or
firefight
Nemesis 2,
with all
2, 1, 2,
devices.
2.
Okay. All right.
Yo, cool.
Which
I gotta
one? They're
gotta go
both-
bio. Okay.
They both have guns on them.
No. Do you need cast?
Yeah.
Okay, then we'll switch out to chariot then.
Shaw, were you shooting
Okay.
up those flares?
Hey, let me make sure we need
are
gas.
enemy. Okay, just making sure. Because I know Shaw likes to shoot flares.
Cook, make sure you've got SOAR on standby in case we gotta get out there quick.
Hey, where's Dylan?
He's resupplying.
Oh dear. Yeah, SOAR's. I'm gonna go double check what's all going on with them.
I would do a type 3.
Hey, do we need gas?
You guys, so we're using
Roger.
2 little birds?
Okay.
Well, it's up to you guys. My initial plan was to have 2 little birds that are transport. However, if you need cast, we'll switch out to chariot.
Yeah, we're gonna need cast for
I'm
sure.
gonna go talk
yeah.
to Halverson. No, because we want to do it hard and fast. We might not have time for cast.
True.
Cook, what I would
do you
do
want
is
cast
just Cook. What I would do is just go type 3.
No.
And do it all to the
Back on comms.
road. Because that's where the ice is currently coming from.
Yeah, no, that's my idea. It's just I want to know if you want cast or not.
Sorry, guys.
What?
Said sorry.
We'll probably be good with no.
Are you good with A?
Are you Canadian or something?
No. Why?
So you're not allowed to say sorry without a reason. Hey, 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 hey.
Yeah, brown beanie and big beard.
Too much responsibility.
He was fucking like a mile away when I killed him, dude. That was my bad, alright?
Yeah, here.
Shall I cover
I
using?
reloaded my loadout.
So, Bird, you can have 2 over there.
In terms of intel.
One over
Remind
here.
me how to change from laser to flashlight.
I'm just gonna use
What I
front
found on
three.
the tables and all that stuff.
We're gonna go with no cast on Halverson?
Make sure.
Yeah, I'd say no cast. We'll probably be fine with just little birds.
Co, it's confirmed. No Kaz, 2 little birds.
Understood.
Alright, let's go ahead and get loaded up in this rear little bird here.
Cool. Co-interrogative. We're gonna do formation flight.
I'm just gonna take a piss real quick. The statistics are real.
Say again.
The FAO will be doing direct departing at this time to the northeast.
Spooling up.
Copy.
Lifting.
This is one I have no idea.
Speed under 100 feet. Speed 200 mph.
Let's go lasers on as soon as we hit the deck.
Didn't he
Yeah,
say
traffic,
lasers off?
We are 2 times.
Did he?
8,
Yeah, he said lasers off because they might have night vision.
Alright, that's fine.
Stand by.
Ground Nemesis, 30 seconds out.
30 seconds.
Shooting, camera measures.
meters.
Ooh, this is gonna be a hot one.
Bullets are gonna fly.
2-1 on deck. One lifting.
I've got one guy off to our north.
Roger.
Get the gun.
Clear, clear,
Get the
clear.
gun. Dismounted. You're cleared to lift, 2-2. Lift, lift, lift.
2-2, 2-1. We'll be proceeding at IP Witch for holding pattern.
2-3 copies, which.
I'm going to proceed to 500 meters. So go ahead and stick below us. And we'll try and perform ISR.
Copy that, 2-1, crossing your rear. Advise me when you're at your altitude and I'll push to 300 meters. I'll copy 2-1.
Say again?
I'm going to be holding at 200 meters as soon as you push to past 200.
Understood, we're at 300 right now.
Affirm, pushing to 200. Holding pattern. Interrogator, are you on Imperial or metric?
I am on both, currently 300 meters AGL.
Copy that.
For feet, that'll be 700 meters up.
Nemesis 2-2, I'm holding at 200 meters ASL around IP Wedge, over.
Understood. This is 2-1. Go ahead and also try and scan around our nearby vicinity in case anything's below us.
Copy that. Interrogating to your rear, over.
Rear, south, and north, over.
Copy, I will try, over.
Right, take the mic. Oh. Two one realize Bear has popped on from location.
Copy, 2-2 has eyes on flare.
Once, if they call for extract, you'll be on first bird and we'll follow you in.
Copy that, 2-2 first bird, interrogative, what those are they using, over?
It's likely going to be Idaho, but Echo's going to let us know.
2-2 copies all over.
Nemesis 2-1, prepare for LZ mission at LZ, Idaho.
Nemesis 2-2.
Roger. Be advised, we are 30 seconds on standby this time.
2-1, correction, LZ, Texas.
2-1, Roger, LZ, Texas.
I copied the last run 4-0, I'm standing by.
One Echo, this is Nemesis 2-1, be advised, do let us know when we can approach over.
Nemesis 2-1, be advised, we have at least 4 times POWs over.
Roger, I will switch out to Chariot. You still have Little Bird on standby for extract over.
Nemesis 2-1, requesting change to 1 times Chinook.
Wilco. Harrison's going ahead and stick around.
Copy that, I'll stick around IP Witch for LZ.
DF traffic, my apologies. We are doing emergency landing at this time, switching on to linebacker. DL appears is linebacker 1-1, doing a straight departure off to the north at this time, splitting up and lifting.
Linebacker, interrogative, do you want me to be just on standby and you will do the LZ yourself, over?
Go ahead and keep on standing by. If they're under fire, you are
linebacker 3-1, be advised, LZ will be marked with IR strobe.
Alright, want to go. Roger. Be advised, you have linebacker inbound, approximately 1 mic over.
Linebacker, I missed your last transmission on 7-0. Say again.
You'll be overhead us.
Copy that. Pushing to 250.
When that goes, Nemesis linebacker 1-1, you're am I clear to land over?
Linebacker 1-1, standby for IR grenade, over. Linebacker 1-1, correction, IR grenade deployed, land.
Linebacker 1-1, tallied. Inbound, 10 seconds.
Linebacker, I'm directly over you. I'll draw any fire. Over.
Take Mike.
Countermeasures deployed. Doing a circle. Linebacker, sit rep.
On deck. On deck, we're taking GP fire. Good for now.
Copy, I'll take a more aggressive run over the town.
I'll be lifting off to the south once you alert in.
Copy, copy. Advise your contact is north of your position at this time.
Tally.
South is clear.
Go, you got 20 seconds.
Breaking speed to draw fire over.
Lifting.
Copy that on your rear.
DL traffic to line mark 11. I'll be inbound on runway landing to your northwest.
Dale Airfield, be advised, it's Nemesis 2-2 directly behind on approach, line back over.
DL Airfield will be approaching runway 15 left.
Dale Airfield, Nemesis 2-2 on long final, runway 2 left, over. Correction, 15 left, over.
DL traffic will be moving out of taxiway into parking at time. Correction, I'm out of runway into taxi and parking.
Dale Airfield's Nemesis 2-2, final runway 15 left, over. Dale Airfield, Nemesis 2-2, clearing active runway, standing by for linebacker to land, pad 2, over.
Just linebacker on the ground at parking, spooling down, signing off, good day.
Delhi Saras, Nemesis 2, landing, pad 1.
Good work, Harrison.
Nemesis 2-2 spooling down. Thanks, bud.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
You have to take his clothes off to get it out.
Okay.
With a
Well,
pistol
that'll
holster,
happen
maybe.
soon enough. Don't worry.
What are we doing with these guys?
We're gonna interrogate him.
Where do we want to bring them?
This is
Yeah, actually, I meant to ask Driscoll, do we have an intel spot for these guys?
Alright, go pick a room somewhere. I'll have one picked out for you.
Just stick him in that over there in the hangar for right now.
Well, we're gonna leave them in here until I figure out a spot to put them.
Jose, you were able to load.
Where'd that guy? There he is.
No. Huh?
Oh,
you show me?
Yeah.
Is that end of mission?
Yes, so, man.
Okay, 6, I actually need to get off, so... This is good debrief. Congrats on everyone, see ya.
One echo, this is Nemesis.
User disconnected from your channel.
Yeah.
Watch out, this is Nemesis 2-6. If we are end up, do let us know.
Well, it kind of sucks we didn't get the 5 diamonds alive. I think there was kind of a lot to improve on with that one, especially. I think communication needs to be improved on. Just organizationally, I mean, I don't know. At least in my team, it was kind of a soup sandwich. And I think a lot of that is kind of down to people just not showing up to team trainings and shit. There's been pretty weak attendance to team trainings. It's kind of unacceptable, honestly. You guys need to be showing up to this shit just because so that this stuff runs a lot smoother. Like this was just kind of basic mount stuff. We should be able to do this stuff pretty easily. But yeah, I think we handled the Mascaz situation pretty good at the end there. So that was good. That was a good sustain for that 5 of diamonds objective.
Harrison, are you still on 7-0?
I think security needs to be improved on big time. There was at one point where we just let a
are they debriefing or are they hanging around?
Drive straight through our convoy, so that could have easily been like a suicide bomber. It could have just blown us all up.
Affirm, debrief.
So that's not good.
Roger.
So that's something to improve on in the future.
Oh, SOAR's not even here, but sorry.
You're good.
We are.
Yeah, that's kind of all I got for that objective. My team didn't really run into much contact or anything at all. I think if you see a civilian when we're just clearing like a whole town like that in the future, we don't need to cuff them or do anything with them really. If they're just kind of hanging out in their house and we bust in their door, there's no reason for us to cuff them. Like we're not going to be taking 30 million handcuffs. It's kind of unreasonable to handcuff like an entire village like that when we're just looking for like one dude. So if it's not the guy and he doesn't have a gun on him and he's not shooting at you, just leave him be. Just for future reference. Yeah, Dylan, I don't know if you want to go with your team on that one. Then move on to the next one.
I know people are trying to get away from it. If you see a car like that, especially on not play this, just drive to the objective after we already started contact. We can't shoot them because unless we see they have weapons, that's not in the ROE. But try and give them as much room as possible and try and put something hard in between you and that vehicle so when it goes off, you don't get blown up. Because there was like 3 guys packed right next to each other when that V-bid blew up. That's kind of worst case scenario, so we want to avoid that. Second thing is, when we say we're getting out of the objective, and the vehicles are right there, just load all the casualties into the vehicles and we can patch them up off-site. Because trying to patch people up and then getting it just doesn't make any sense. So we did end up doing that, but I think it could have been a little bit quicker. There was a long time where people were trying to stitch wounded people outside the vehicle, and there's a fucking armored truck right there that's bulletproof. So just keep that in mind. As far as sustains, though, the second objective went pretty smooth. Good job keeping them 360. There's a lot of times where we had shooters pop out, and we took them down like right away. So that was really good. But just to echo off what Howard said, the team trainings are important, guys. I understand you guys have real life shit. If we need to adjust the times because they don't work for a lot of people, we can do that to try and adjust the schedule. But if there's just absolutely no communication and people are just showing up, and not showing up just because they don't feel like it, then you just kind of see the effects of that, especially on the first objective night. Like Howard said, it was sort of a soup sandwich. People not knowing what their job was, not knowing how to fit into the team and everything. So yeah, we want to try to avoid that. The team training is our chance to do shit at our own pace, and then we shouldn't be really training during the middle of an op. But yeah, good job on the second objective, getting everybody out of there that we could. That was kind of a bad call on my part, pushing straight into that contact. We should have just came back the way we went, but live and you learn. SOAR, you got anything?
Sorry, was that for SOAR?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we overall did pretty well. I don't know, I missed the first half of the conversation, my apologies. So if there's any criticisms, just do let me know about the, especially the first objective. I believe we relayed down that there was a civilian vehicle coming into your direction. I don't know if it was relayed as quickly as possible to the rest of the team, or there's a different approach that the ground teams would like to be notified that can better improve that, I'm all ears as well. Other than that, it kind of got a little hectic at the end for us in terms of logistics, but I think things went as smooth as possible.
Yeah, definitely. Any kind of calls you guys hear from SOAR 4-0 echoes, you got to relay that to the team because team leaders don't listen to that net. So make sure you let us know about stuff like that. Especially when they're doing ISR in such a small area like that. It's pretty pertinent information. But yeah, good job SOAR switching to the Chinook. We needed it. That was a fucking not a whole lot of heads up there. Anything from the floor? I know somebody posted something. I forget who it was.
Always.
Oh yeah, Driscoll.
I get skipped every time.
Anything from Zeus?
So, I'm sorry they ran short. I think in the planning meetings we'll take that into account. Obviously, real direct action missions where you're fighting more realistic sized objectives like this are going to run a little faster, especially if you do it well, like with the second one where you kind of in and out very quickly. I know you guys threw the flash in, they surrendered, you grabbed them, and then people started to wake up, and you saw that as contact gradually got thicker over time. But in the beginning, yeah, they were just basically neighborhood watch that you greased and then grabbed the guys. That was good. I kind of went backwards here, but the first one, I don't have any comments for the movement or for the assault. I think that you guys have covered that perfectly. But for those guys who've read anything about ISIS, it's in my op board to some extent. There's videos, some of us watched one last night, where it is well known ISIS is they have a hard spot, somebody's fighting them and winning, QRF car bomb every time, because it's a killer. And you guys saw it, right? I got 3 people with that one. It wasn't even that many. I wasn't trying to be mean. I know that definitely slowed you down. I don't know how the HVT died, but we will definitely try and make these longer in the future.
Yeah, I have footage. It was either me or Jaeger shot him. So I think it was me because there was a dude shooting at the balcony. I think it might have been that guy. That might have been the target. Or when we cleared the room, there was like 3 guys fucking pointing AKs at us. We greased all of them.
Yeah, that's acceptable. I mean, we knew that he was going to be carrying it, had that big entourage, that big security detail. So it was going to be a fight regardless.
Johnson did get a bunch of radios and shit out of that place,
yep,
though. And
I do remember that.
We flashed that room, but they were still lighting us up.
I got a souvenir right here.
They're tough guys.
I don't know if he keeps his diary in there.
I have a comment on that being big, Dylan, by the way.
Yeah.
You guys can go. I don't have anything else.
I mean, the reason we couldn't get out of there is because I literally couldn't walk. I had broken my legs.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I was trying to limp out of there, but it exploded before I could get out of there.
We might have
I think Johnson was helping me out.
We were thinking about having a cordon on the south side there of that objective. Leaving a couple guys back. I think we'll do that in the future. We're like the most likely direction of enemy QRF is going to be. We'll probably have somebody posted up there in the future and try and be a first response on it.
I actually do a few more things. So obviously you guys scooped up the guy and a bunch of other guys he was talking to. So that's good. I will cover that in the intel packet. It's good that you got all of them. I know one of them got whacked in the firefight. That happens. It wasn't the 3 diamonds, right? It was one of his little henchmen.
Yeah, we got 3 diamonds.
Alright, so you got 4 total. That's good. Another thing, as you guys go through this, you'll start to see that ISIS, or me portraying ISIS, is going to fight a certain way. What was something that happened at both objectives that allowed them to kind of even the playing field and start hitting you better? You got Dylan like flares. They shot flares up every time. They got in a firefight, and 2 or 3 minutes into the firefight, they started to illume. So just keep noticing things like that, and you'll start to detect patterns, and maybe be able to abuse them. Because I'm going to do it the same way every time, until they start adapting to you adapting.
Marston?
I just have a few things. One, at least from my end, in the first objective, communication was god-awful. Maybe because we were on whisper and people can't hear each other, but I almost heard nobody talking when we were like clearing the buildings. Almost nobody was talking over, talking. I don't know, that's just from my perspective.
Once there's unsuppressed shots go off, you guys can go off whisper, by the way.
Yeah, so that was just pretty bad. Yeah, I'm see what Haverson said about Mount. That definitely needs to be worked on, and breaching buildings definitely, all around, including me. And then, in regards to the flashbangs, I know we use the white ones, but definitely consider using the blue ones because the blue ones make them go into an animation state, so that if you flash the room, you're not gonna have to kill them all. They'll kneel down and they'll go into an animation. I know that they do maybe cause some damage, but I don't think it's that much. I've tested it a lot. I've always used the blue ones, and it doesn't really kill anyone. I don't think.
Yeah, that could
that's
be
just something to consider.
Yeah.
Because I know the white ones, they just spin around, and they always, they might spin around opposite the flashbang, and they might be pointing right at you. So the blue ones might be good to test.
Good point. Yeah, we'll probably use those in the next team training or detachment training on Friday.
Because if you bounce the white one off the wall and it lands on the opposite side of the room, and they just point opposite that flashbang, and they might be pointing right at the door.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Does anybody else have anything? Yeah, well, one thing we probably could have done that first project that would have helped out a whole lot as well is using those MRAPs as sort of like a roadblock and having a dude posted up in there. I didn't even think about using them at all.
Oh,
for that.
Another thing, with the first objective, we had a lot of houses to clear, and what we should have done is mark the houses with numbers, because going up, I had no clue what houses we had to clear, really. So we should have marked those with numbers and assigned those to the teams to clear.
Yeah, good point. We'll definitely do that in the future. I did that on the op order. I just didn't put it in the mission. Make sure you guys are there for the detachment training. If you're not there, put in fucking planned absence thing, because we definitely need to just have more time to train on our own pace and test stuff out, like Marston's saying. That does help out a whole lot, being able to train at our own pace. And make sure you guys are reading the op orders for the deployment, because they are a lot more specific to what's going on during deployment than they are during the FTX. So there is good information there for all the MLSs to read. But
yeah, I just watched a playback from that RPG. You guys in the Chinook, man, you guys got so lucky.
Yeah, that was pretty sketchy.
That was very close.
Fucking early, dude.
I know.
It is, yeah.
What do we do with all this found time?
We can train.